Hey, good morning everybody. This is Joe. Hey, I'm here in Albuquerque on Saturday morning, and I'm just about ready to head out of town, head toward Phoenix, Arizona. I have to go pick up my friend Kevin, and we have a vehicle that's going to be full of typewriters. Yes, that's right. We're smuggling typewriters to Phoenix. Well, I got a few typewriters in here. There's room for all of Kevin's typewriters. And in the back of the vehicle, I got the little Roy Hermes rocket that needs repair, and my bags and my video stuff, and room for Kevin's. So I'm gonna go down, gas up, and head down to the valley and pick up Kevin, and we're gonna get out of town hopefully by 8:30 or so. Maybe before 9 o'clock we should be on the road. Well, we're down here in the North Valley of Albuquerque, and we have our vehicle all loaded up with typewriters, and this is probably the lushest, greenest, coolest climate that we're going to see for the next few days. We have an Olympia, we have an Imperial Good Companion, and we have a Godrej, Kevin's pride and joy that he's been working on fixing up, and of course the typewriters that I brought over there. Well, here we are on a Saturday evening in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, staying at a hotel. Came into town, we successfully smuggled typewriters across the Continental Divide into Phoenix. Well, here we are settled in our hotel room. We each brought up a typewriter. Actually, Kevin brought up 2 typewriters, but unfortunately, his Imperial Good Companion took a very short spill off of the little hotel cart, and unfortunately something got bent in the carriage return line advance mechanism, so it's having problems. And Kevin has his, what is it you have also?
Last minute I decided to bring the Olympia SM7 with the script typeface, just so I knew I had a good typing satisfaction in case things went wrong, and unfortunately things went wrong. The Imperial took a spill, and now it doesn't want to work correctly. So, good German engineering, Olympia works great. Smuggling typewriters to Phoenix. We did it. We made it to Phoenix and all that stuff with at least 1 typewriter from Germany, 1 from England, 1 from France, 1 from India,
1 from Switzerland.
1 from Switzerland.
Neutral,
yes, neutral, Switzerland and all that stuff. Wait a minute. Where's the American typewriters?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, of course, we're smuggling these.
I brought a Remington.
We do have a Remington. That's
and
right.
a Royal.
Yes,
and
we
Royal,
have.
Yeah.
So here we are bringing them into Phoenix, into the hot, desolate country, which is like being on another planet. You don't go outside. Right. Everything's done inside. It's like being on a full planet. But we didn't get caught. We are nice and cool in our hotel room now.
Yeah.
And
so they have drones overhead looking for us.
Yes, and we saw a drone motor at one of the antique stores.
That's right.
The drone motors, so and all that stuff. And we used the GPS on the iPhone, not the GPS, but the mapping, so that we could find out where it was, and it was keeping track of us. So it knew where we were, so we knew the NSA was watching, but they could not hear our communication because we were using typewriters.
That's right.
And so no secrets were divulged.
That's right.
Because of the typewriter.
Because this is what you have to do when you smuggle typewriters.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you have to keep everything hush hush.
Yeah. Hey, good morning everybody. This is Joe. It's Sunday morning. This is the day of the type-in here in Phoenix. Well, we had a warm evening last night. It was only above 100, right? So us New Mexico people aren't used to the heat, obviously, but hey, it's dry heat, as they say, so it's good. Anyways, we stayed up late last night typing and talking, and we are still biologically on mountain time, so my watch is reading just after 8 in the morning, and it's really only after 7 in the morning, so we're kind of up early, and so we're going to have to, as Kevin is doing, we may have to sit down and do some writing, actually.
Mistakes.
Everybody's getting set up, and there's Kevin in the background. But here we are at First Draft Book Bar.
really want to see the whole thing pop it out.
Right.
Yeah, it's not no, not by any
We're at First Draft Book Bar here in Phoenix. This is Cameron. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, Joe.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Good. Tell me about First Draft and what you guys do here.
So, First Draft Book Bar is what it sounds like. It's a bar inside of a bookstore. We are typewriter friendly. Our logo, in fact, has a typewriter with a little pint glass on it. We've got all kinds of like book-themed food items. Today we've got typewriter-themed coffee drinks.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How did you get interested in typewriters?
I'm glad you asked. It was actually initially my fascination with it was just from writing and just kind of looking at other typewriters. We had a little model in the store. Actually, Bill Wahl of Mesa Typewriter Exchange just fixed ours up, a little Corona Model 3 folding portable. But Joe here, you actually sold me my first typewriter, Universal Portable. Yeah, it's a beautiful machine.
So what do you do with typewriters now? Do you have a bigger collection, or do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I have 6 now, but I've got a Hermes 9. Similar to like a Hermes Ambassador, just like a little shorter. Hermes 3000, like second generation Hermes 3000.
Right.
Tower Chieftain 2, which is my second typewriter. Great little portable.
Right.
Take it
It's
up
very
in the
much like
woods.
a Skywriter, right?
Yes.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, basically just the Sears version of a
Yeah.
Skywriter.
Very cool.
Yeah, an Olivetti Latera 22, and then a Smith Corona Super G, and that's all
Right.
in addition to that Universal Portable.
Do you find yourself using those typewriters? Do you rotate them through your collection? Do you?
I do, yeah. The one that doesn't see a lot of use is that Super G, just because it's plastic body, it's not
Right.
quite as pleasant to type in.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that Latera 22, the Chieftain, and that Hermes 3000 probably see the most
Good.
use.
You guys have one type in a year, generally, or two, or?
Generally one.
Yeah.
We actually skipped last year. We
Okay.
just didn't have someone organize it.
Right.
But this year I really wanted us to have a solid return
Yeah.
to form. And
Good.
This is now the 8th Phoenix type-in.
Fantastic. So, what do you think you're going to do in the future with these type-ins? How do you see them growing, or do you see continuing like this, or?
I feel like there's kind of a culture shift going on right now with
Yeah.
people kind of making a return to analog, like film and vinyl and typewriters. And I think that the hobby is only growing. We're going to see more and more people adapting that.
Is there
More
a
people-
possibility of a winter type-in where people like me that drive up from Albuquerque can
You know, I'm thinking about doing like a late fall type out.
a late fall type-out
Yeah, doing something
Yeah,
like that in
that would
like
be fun.
October, November,
Yeah.
just in the park.
before all the snowbirds arrive?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And just kind of enjoy being outdoors and beautiful Phoenix winter.
Fantastic. I might attend. I might be there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Cameron, for
Thank you, Joe.
hosting this event, and it's better than ever.
Yeah. Thank you for coming by.
I bet you. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Okay.
One of the other interviews I had the pleasure of conducting was 15-year-old Jeremiah. He's a young lad that has gotten interested in typewriters since the age of, I think, about 8. And he has actually been starting to organize his own type-in events in the Phoenix area. He had organized the one over in Chandler earlier this year. What a great kid, and I had a chance to interview him.
This is Joe Van Cleve, and we have Jeremiah here. Jeremiah, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, you're welcome. You have been interested in typewriters for a long time.
Yeah.
How old are you right now?
15.
15? Now, I understand you started getting interested in typewriters when you were like 8 years old? Is that
Yeah,
right?
8, 10, around
So
there.
how did that happen? What happened there?
Well, we actually saw Bill Wahl at the Mesa Typewriter Exchange being interviewed on TV, my mom and I.
Oh, yeah.
And so we saw that you actually wasn't too far away from where we lived.
Yeah.
So that weekend, or later that week, we we drove down to the shop and said hi to him to see what he was about, and that really got me into typewriters.
Very good. When you first went in his shop, what did you think?
I was amazed at all the typewriters he had.
Yeah.
Before I got into typewriters, I knew what they were and how they worked and all, but definitely working one for the first time was a lot different than I thought it would ever be.
Yeah. Was it took some getting used to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then, when did you get your first typewriter? When did that happen?
I got mine for that Christmas.
And what kind of machine was it?
It's a Sears Citation.
Oh, okay, so that was like a Smith Corona?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good machine, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
And did you like it? Did you still have it?
Well, it led to more typewriters, so yeah.
It led to more typewriters. See, that's what happens. How many months passed before you got your next one?
3.
3 months?
Yeah,
okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I went to a Type-In that March, actually on my birthday.
Oh, okay. Then what did you find at the Type-In? Another machine?
Yeah, someone gave it to me, a letter of 32.
Oh, a letter of 32. Wow. So how do you like that?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite machines. I love the color of it.
So then you got how many more machines after those?
Now I have 6 machines.
6 machines. Wow. Now, what's your favorite of all those, do you think? Or do you have a favorite?
My favorites shift from time to time, but right now my favorite is the Triumph Gabrielle.
Oh, okay. Very good. You like that a lot. What do you find yourself doing with typewriters? Like, what do you write with it?
It can be anything from song lyrics to just what's on my mind or planning for that day.
Do you find there's something about typing these words that is easier or better than writing them by hand?
Yeah, it seems more real or more natural seeing the words being printed on the page right then and there, rather than having a printer, like on a computer, printing them all at once. If you gave me a pencil or pen, a computer, and a typewriter, I'd definitely choose the typewriter.
Choose a typewriter? Yeah. What do you see yourself doing with the typewriter hobby as time goes on, as you get older? What do you want to do?
I organized a couple of type-ins myself.
Fantastic.
This year they've been pretty successful, so I think I'm going to keep doing those. Really, we just booked a room that they would have for events. We basically posted a bunch of flyers around town. We put one in Bill's shop, and really after that we just crossed our fingers. That one was super successful, and the librarians fell in love with it.
Very good.
So we organized the second one with them.
Oh, fantastic. And did you put out flyers of any kind?
Yeah, pretty much all around town.
Did you design the flyer yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So you had to do a little bit of graphic arts skill, Photoshop or something like that?
Yeah, just on Word, Word document.
Word, yeah. So in school, do you find yourself maybe doing a little better than you would otherwise because you're interested in writing at home more?
Yeah, you think you could see it like that. I definitely do a lot more writing than before I got into typewriters at home.
So that's kind of a gateway. They're kind of a gateway to being more of a writer, don't you think? Now, do you have friends at school that are interested in typewriters also because of your interest?
I have a friend across the street. My neighbor has a couple electric typewriters.
Oh.
But that's pretty much my only other typewriter friend.
Well, cool. Well, very good. Well, Jeremiah, it sure is great hearing your story. Thank you very much, and thanks for organizing some of these type-ins, and I wish you a lot of luck in the future of that.
Young people like Jeremiah really represent the future of the typosphere, the future of the typewriter movement, and they love typewriters. Now, I've seen this in other kids who have come to type-ins, and they just love typewriters. They love using them. It's something totally different to their generation, to their growing up experience.
Well, it's Monday morning, and we're checking out of our hotel, and we're going to head over to Mesa Typewriter Exchange before we hit the road. Well, hey, look where we're at. We're at Mesa Typewriter Exchange in Mesa, Arizona. We're going to go inside and talk to Bill Wahl. The smell of typewriters.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
Hey, the dress boat for sale. Oh no, this isn't the for sale one.
How you doing, Kevin? Good.
Yeah, it's one of those things. All of a sudden it's stuck in the ribbon. Walking on with that, and that spins all the way to the point.
It's like catgut. They will hold it.
Into that, it works just fine. And
Well, we're at the Love Station in Gallup, New Mexico. We've succeeded in smuggling typewriters to Arizona and back. We got a late start today because we stopped off at Bill's Mesa Typewriter Exchange in Mesa, Arizona. Anyways, we took the drive up through the mountains, Payson, Arizona, up that way to Holbrook, now on I-40, heading back to Albuquerque. So it's Tuesday morning. We have returned to Albuquerque from the Phoenix Type-In. We had a great time, and I had recorded a number of interviews, not only with Cameron Peacock, who was the organizer of the 2018 Phoenix Type-In, but I also recorded some interviews with Ted Monk, who you might know as a prolific typewriter blogger, and most notably, I think, he is the creator of the Typewriter database, the online database website. I also recorded an interview with Bill Wahl, the third generation owner of Mesa Typewriter Exchange in Mesa, Arizona, and I recorded an interview with Ryan Adney, who is most notable as having been involved in the Classroom Typewriter project. So I'm going to make those as separate videos. The length of all of those interviews put together would probably exceed what you would be comfortable in watching in one video. So we'll have some separate videos for each of those interviews. I really enjoyed the time we had in Phoenix fellowshipping with the typewriter community. We arrived at the Type-In event at First Draft Book Bar just maybe 20 minutes before 11 in the morning, which was when it was supposed to start. We left about 7 o'clock at night. It was a wonderful event, and Kevin and we had dinner together at a really great pizza place, and then we headed back to our hotel, where we sat in the lobby and had a little impromptu type-in session at the hotel late at night. And then the next morning, of course, we checked out of our hotel, we went over to Bill's typewriter shop, and we spent 3 hours at Bill's typewriter shop. Yes, 3 hours. We didn't get on the road till about 12:30 or so that afternoon back to Albuquerque. And we headed up through Payson, Arizona, up to Holbrook through the mountains. So there was a typewriter contest during the Type-In. The prize was a Smith Corona Skywriter, and the contest involved a speed typing contest, and it was, you had to type the first paragraph of Jack Kerouac's On the Road using Cameron's, my former 1936 Underwood Universal Typewriter. And so a number of us were involved in this contest, and Kevin won the contest and I came in second. But interestingly enough, Kevin has just acquired recently a Spanish keyboard Smith Corona Skywriter. So he was really generous in having given me that prize. And so it was a great surprise to get a Smith Corona Skywriter. So I came to the Phoenix Type-In with 6 typewriters. Kevin had 3. He dropped off his Imperial Good Companion at Bill Wahl's to get repaired. I dropped off my Hermes Rocket, which had a broken spring motor, and I came back with the Skywriter in its place. So I came back with 6 machines. But the Skywriter didn't have a case, and so when we stopped into Payson in the afternoon for lunch and a break, we hit a number of thrift stores. And let me show you what I found at the thrift store. Yes, this little Samsonite suitcase, which seems to hold the little Skywriter pretty nicely, with room for typing paper, correction tape, cigars, a little flask of your favorite beverage maybe. Hey, that's my little typing case for the Skywriter. And so before I close, I wanted to say how important it is in this typewriter hobby to have community, a sense of community. And it's really, it was a blessing for us to go over one state over into Arizona and visit once again with the community of typewriter adepts in Phoenix area. So wherever you guys are at, I would really behoove you to go one step beyond social media and try to build a community of typewriter aficionados that you can meet with and
have fellowship, exchange ideas, and just grow the typewriter hobby. Well, look forward to those upcoming interviews on this channel, and until next time, you have yourselves a great day.